words, you tend to just do the vowels phonetically, like Nioh, Nioh, Nioh. Still waiting for some recognition from the chat, so I know we're live.
It's live! I see your sleeping guy on a chair.
Oh, that's something.
I'm not really chat, but hey.
Well, I've got the chat up. Is that someone talking?
No.
Thought I heard someone...
There it is. Someone in chat just said it's live.
Aha! Yes. That means we are live. Alright, people.
Super exciting.
Welcome once again to the post-zero punctuation stream, where we will be playing some of a bit of the old... How did we agree it was pronounced? Nioh.
Nioh.
Nioh. Nioh. Nioh. Nioh. Not Nioh. No, we've been past that. It's a Dark Souls-esque game by Team Ninja, and because it's Team Ninja, it's got a whole bunch of Japanese art style and demons in it, because that's the only thing Team Ninja allowed themselves to make. Because hey,
pretty much factually accurate.
Hey, it's not Team Dutch. It's not Team Mounted Police. It's Team Ninja. That's a Japanese thing.
Fallout Vicky says she's looking forward to your new book. It's out!
Yes, it is out. You'd better get it then. I even put a little advert for it on the end of today's zero punctuation, just so everyone would know.
And Yahtzee's going to do the Nintendo thing and limit how many digital copies are available.
No, that would be stupid.
Oh, yeah, that's right, it would.
Yes, Nintendo should ask us what's stupid and what isn't. Because we know these things. I'm dealing with a short sound delay again, so we'll see how this goes. But I might as well continue the old save I left off from my last file. You haven't missed much. There's an Irish dude in Edo period Japan, and he's beaten up a load of monsters on behalf of some Japanese dudes, and it's terribly interesting, historically, or something.
Protector27 wants to know, compared to the disaster of Ninja Gaiden 3, how do you feel about this game?
You know, the terrible thing is I don't really even remember what happened in Ninja Gaiden 3. Was that the one where it starts off with the Prime Minister of England getting killed or something?
I think so. It's been a long, long time. Now I'm going to have to go look.
Oh, sorry, Uber Super Sloth. It's just Ron Whittaker here today at the present.
It's just me.
Yeah, others might join later. There's always an open invitation, but, you know, it's up to them. So, it's Dark Souls-esque. You know what that means? There's a standard zombie dude.
Yeah, that's the one. Ninja Gaiden 3 is the one where the Prime Minister gets taken out by a missile.
Yeah. Huh, my dog's going kind of mad. You alright, Pepper? Pepper was just...
It also says your controller battery is low.
Yes, yes. I suppose I better put the wire in then. I thought, you know, let's not put the wire in. Let's just assume technology will allow the battery to keep going for this one. But apparently not. That's the wrong way up. There. Are you satisfied? PlayStation controller? I know you never are. Ooh, let's bring out a new console and put a giant fucking useless button in the middle. Ooh, maybe that'll finally make it perfect. Well, it didn't, did it?
Balderon says that you kept comparing this to Dark Souls in your review, but he felt like Demon Souls was a better comparison.
Ah, who cares?
It's a fair point, but I think the reason you compare it to Dark Souls is because more people have actually played Dark Souls.
Well, quite, and more to the point, I've played Dark Souls a hell of a lot more than Demon Souls. I hate these fucking wheel dudes, I gotta say.
Took a long time for me to get the hang of this game.
Yeah, I'm not terribly convinced. I have got the hang of it
Yeah,
yet. I keep
by
forget
getting
I keep forgetting that bloody Kai pulse thing you're supposed to do.
by getting the hang of it, I mean I finally made it out of the Tower of London.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm quite a ways past that.
Yeah, I'm a little bit past it, but I was not really prepared for what I was getting myself into. I didn't have a whole lot of free time, and I was like, I'll just try it out. Oh, good lord.
Bear with me. It's been a couple of weeks since I last played this game. Just getting the controls back in line. Oh, there was a little red icon on him for a second there. That meant I could have given him a right slapping. Okay. Yes, Super Sloth, that's what I said. I'd go back to Demon Souls if it wasn't PS3 exclusive. I don't think I even have a PS3 at the moment. If I do, it's packed away in a box somewhere. A TV can only have so many HDMI ports, after all. Swapped out the Wii U already, just the other day, because of something that arrived early for me, because I'm a journalist and I get things early, haha.
Well, congratulations, you stuck with the Wii U longer than Nintendo did.
Yeah, only played like 4 games on it, on that particular Wii U, since I arrived in America. I guess this is the way I was going, because my corpse was here. That's what that green thing was. Oh, I can't carry any more salt. I beg to differ, Nioh. I can get very salty sometimes. Do I want to pick a fight with that dude? Ah, fuck it. I'm still getting the hang back. Cool, what a morning I've had. Walking around by the lake with my dog, trying to get him to poo. Trying to get him to give a shit in many ways, in many meanings of the phrase.
Right.
But he just wasn't having it. It's like being an estate agent for a very picky couple. This isn't quite the tuft of grass I like to shit on. Can we have a look at another one? We looked at 12 tufts of grass today. You gotta shit on something. There's a cyclist going past. I don't think I'll shit here. Let's keep moving. That cyclist is gone now. What are you doing?
Technically, Teasel would be giving a shit about leaving a shit, but...
Aha, well. It's all a shit changing hands.
Indeed.
Or changing bottoms.
Mr.
Yes,
Andrew 2 says, hey Yahtzee, I really enjoyed the alpha and beta, but got worried when I heard that this game gets repetitive in the late game. Should I still buy it?
I don't know. I mean, I've only played up to a certain point, and it's at this point where the game got very repetitive. Lots of forests, and lots of the same demons over and over again. Haha! Secret sheath strike up the bum. Oh, bugger. I remembered to Kai pulls that time. And caught his sword on the backswing. Now, it's sort of like Dark Souls in that backstabs do more damage, but there's not a special animation for the backstabs. It just does more damage if you hit them in the arse. Oh, Alchemy Dragon 2000 points out that apparently it's National Margarita Day. Well, if anything's worth celebrating.
Every activity that has more than 3 people doing it's got a fucking day devoted to it anymore.
Well, seems like it. Well, I notice there's no National Masturbation Day.
Yeah,
I'd be
just give it time.
I'd be all over that. Let's take pride in our... Oh, you're a cheeky little so-and-so, aren't you? Sorry, I wasn't talking to you, Ron.
Oh, I know. Did they Did you spend most of this so far in the mid stance and just beat on everything using that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, good. It's not just me.
I mean, yeah, we can, as you can see in the lower left, and lower right rather, there's 3 stances you can occupy. Oh, God. And part of the very, I would say, slightly over-complex combat engine is figuring out which stance is best for the moment-to-moment attacking. As you can see, I am now in low stance. Ho ha ho ho ha. Low stance is fast and uses less stamina, but doesn't do as much damage. High stance, of course, is slow, uses lots of stamina, but does more damage. And mid stance is the happy medium, so let's just use that for the whole game.
That was kind of my theory.
Yeah, that's the kind of namby-pamby player we are.
Sir Anderson says from Wikipedia, National Masturbation Day, also known as International Masturbation Day,
Oh, fuck
and in
you.
Britain and Australia as Wankers Day, is an annual event celebrated on July 21st.
You're making this up. Someone just added this just in the 5 minutes since I mentioned it. Oh, we picked up a weapon. I wonder if it's better than my current weapon.
The first National Masturbation Day was observed May 14th of 1995 after sex-positive retailer Good Vibrations declared the day in honor of Surgeon General Jocelyn Elders, who was fired in 1994 for suggesting masturbation become part of the sex education curriculum in schools.
Well, why shouldn't it? I seem to recall learning about masturbation in my school's sex education. It's just you prudish Americans being prudes again, isn't it?
Probably so.
God damn, I hate these wheels. Remember those wheel skeletons in Dark Souls? These are worse, like a million times worse.
The stances in this game actually kind of remind me of The Witcher, the first game.
Really? I never played much of the first Witcher game.
Well, it had 3 stances. It had like a stance for hitting multiple enemies, and a stance for then like a heavy attack and a fast attack. Through where there are 3 stances.
See, what differs about this game is that there's a heavy attack and a light attack for all 3 stances. That's not a thing defined by the stance. But really, all you really need to worry about is one kind of attack for one-on-one battling and one kind of attack for killing lots of shitty little enemies who are all grouped together. Which is why I switched between sword and spear. Sword for the duels, spears for sweeping up. Oh, what the hell are these things? I haven't seen these before. They're sort of deadly umbrellas.
Teasel says that the wheel enemies are based on Japanese mythological creatures.
Oh, well, fucking everything is in this game. That is... Okay, they're deadly parasols. Get in my cocktail. I don't know what I'm on about there. Haha! Rain, rain, go away. Yes, why shouldn't you learn about masturbation in school, sex education? I mean, everyone does it, and people who say they don't are liars.
I remember that was a survey once. They said 82% of people say they masturbate at least once a week, and 18% lie about it.
Yeah, that was the conclusion. Oh, hang on. Haha! We found one of the Kadamas. We found a green jelly baby. They help us out with things. You know, it's funny. People talking about masturbation isn't really considered nice for an ordinary social setting. And yet, there's something slightly more suspicious about people who claim not to masturbate at all. And if that's true, then they're obviously completely hung up weirdos. I'll admit my rate has gone down a little bit lately, but just because we got a dog, and the dog really puts you off. I have to, like, make special time for it. Go off to the bathroom or something. Cause can't do it when a dog's staring at you. Or the dog gets curious about the noises. What's going on over there? Are you making lots of ham sandwiches? Can I come and have some of the ham sandwiches? No, it just sounds like I'm slapping ham onto things. Oh dear, we can't carry any more Kayakudamas. Well, that's my life hanging in ruins. Suppose we could try and get the dog involved. Get the peanut butter out. That's not my bag, though. Anyway, cats are better for that. They got scratchy tongues. So I've heard.
It's just a rumor.
You know what I keep forgetting about is the bloody living weapon meter. In the top left, a little glowing circle. Which means I can get, like, some special free attacks in. Oh, we've found a friend. Who will now die. Ideally now. Oh shit. Well, that was unexpected. Little friend turned into slightly big enemy. I guess I better use that free attacks I was talking about. Well, react, mate. Maybe you haven't noticed, but I'm kicking your ass here. In more ways than one. Ow. Alright, now we've got another sword slightly better than our current sword. It's all go today.
Watching that fight reminds me of me because it's like dodge way too many times for each dodge.
Yeah, yeah. Because as a Dark Souls veteran, I know to dodge behind the guy is usually the best plan.
Hairless Morgan asked, does this game follow Japanese mythology or does it have its own lore? I think it has its own lore.
It's based on actual Japanese history. Like, you meet actual figures from Japanese history. Our main character, William, is based on William Adams, who was the first Westerner to be accepted as a Japanese citizen and advisor to Tokugawa Ieyasu at the onset of the Edo period. Yes, I did my research for this review.
Indeed you did.
But yes, Oda Nobunaga gets mentioned. Hattori Hanzo is a main character. But it's heavily fantasized Japanese history, obviously.
Yeah.
And that door's locked. You know, it's almost a relief in Dark Souls games when you find a locked door.
Thank God I can't go in there.
Yeah, oh, thank God. I don't have to pick a route to explore. Come on, do your fancy grab attack attempt so I can get some free hits in. That's the one. And right at the bum. Librick42 points out, Hattori Hanzo sounds like he would love National Masturbation Day.
Indeed he does.
Hey, that's slightly racist. His name's Hanzo. That's not a pun in Japanese. It's just a name. Ow! Motherfuckers. Right, you're getting the surprisingly accurate bow.
I just want to see you whip out that rifle.
Ow, ow, ow. Oh, do you want me to whip the rifle out? Oh dear, I'm out of rifle ammo at present.
Oh, that would definitely hold you back.
Yes, the rifle does do quite a bit of damage, though.
Voikel01 wants to know how many hours long the game is, or how long you've, I guess, since you haven't finished it yet, how long you've spent with it.
Beats me, like a week's worth of play sessions, I guess. So it's a hefty one. It'll keep you going. Of course, I guess that depends on skill a bit. I tend to take an average of about 90 billion attempts to defeat a boss. Hey, a shrine, which is the local equivalent of the bonfire. We'll have that. No, Bebop Man, regrettably I didn't finish the game. So maybe it all gets really good after this. I don't know. I just know it was getting kind of boring and repetitive, and the levels tend to lean a bit labyrinthine for my liking. Where are we? Alright, let's level up something. I'm going by the Dark Souls strategy of points into health and stamina are never wasted.
I think that's true in most games.
A lot of these are mainly like weapon focused, or you can put points into magic if you want to use the magic attacks. I got fire orbs there that you can see on the left of my quick select wheel. They've never been much good, if I'm honest. Maybe they'd be great if I had like 20 points in magic, but who the fuck knows. Whacking stuff with swords seems to be working out so far. Moonlight 027 says the final level makes it all worthwhile. Oh well, isn't it always the way? But I bet you're saying that just because we can't prove it. We can't prove you're wrong. Them assholes who say Final Fantasy 13 gets good 20 hours in. Not a point in its favour, guys.
Yeah, if you need 20 hours to convince me you're worth playing.
What did I say? I think my exact words at the time were, if I hold my hand on a stove for 20 hours, then yes, it'll probably stop hurting, but I'll have done serious damage to myself. I'm just going up here to delay having to fight that big monster encounter back there. Oh, another big monster encounter. I'm going to try to sheath strike you. Haha, works out. Jackie Lightbulb, yes. Isn't the mark of a truly good thing something that is good all the way through? Well, yes. Something that keeps you going so you can see the good bits. Teasel says they can barely hear the game audio.
Oh.
Is that the case?
That's unfortunate.
Is that I can turn it up a bit if you want, if that's a common problem. But why would you want to drown out my succulent tones?
It is a bit quiet.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, you're not missing a lot. It's just... Ha ha ha. So the guys that come out of these weird black fog clouds, you see, are the Dark Souls mini-boss equivalent, the guys who don't actually respawn after you die. Usually I play a lot shittier when I've got an audience, but I'm doing a bit better today than I usually do. Maybe because I've got my little pepper friend lying by my side as my mascot.
Well, if that makes you play games better, I may have to get a dog.
You should get a dog anyway. Plenty of dogs in your local shelter looking for a forever home to give them love and hugs.
Hey, Tux Capacitor, thanks for subscribing.
Thanks, Tux Capacitor.
So my question is now, with the obvious positive side of having Pepper around, The will you write Pepper into your next game?
That would be a little self-indulgent, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it though?
Yes. It's sort of like putting yourself in your own game, which is something I've not been above doing once or twice in the past. But, you know, I wouldn't do it now. I'm all professional and shit. I mean, that's like the apex of wank, surely. Putting yourself in your creative fictional work. Basically, anything Dave Sim does, you don't do.
I think it depends. If you put yourself in sort of a self, deprecating way, or hiding in the background, a la Stephen King. Or
Well,
Stan
even that's kind of a big wank.
That's a bit of a wank.
That's just going, oh, look how humble I am. Except that's sort of an oxymoron, isn't it? I'm so humble, I've put myself into my work for you to laugh at and enjoy. That's how humble I am. The truly humble thing will be to not distract from the plot and the essentials of the characters. I haven't quite got enough to level up. Maybe if I kill one thing. But I think I'm at the point in the game where leveling up, the effect of leveling up is sort of not that huge.
Somewhat diminished.
Yes. I lost track of where I was going now. Oh yes, up here to this very foreboding looking black cloudy thing. Alright, whatever you are, let's be having you. Oh, it's I don't think I've seen these lads before. It's a birdie man. Who's gonna get one in the teeth. Oh. Damn. Well, apparently I died there, I couldn't tell. Because I was behind something.
Says that Stephen King put himself in the Dark Tower series, and all the characters had to drop what they were doing to save him, or the universe would collapse. That's true.
Motherfuck! I mean, Stephen King's already basically put himself in half his books. What's your favourite Stephen King book? Oh, it's the one about the writer with personal problems from Maine who battles evil. Oh, you're gonna have to narrow that down a bit.
I was talking more about the movies than the books, but that's a perfectly fair point on the Dark Tower.
Ow. Damn, this guy's an asshole. It's not even an actual boss either.
He's just annoying.
You Pendragon says Alan Wake ? Well, yes, quite. Alan Wake makes no bones of its adoration and homage to Stephen King's works. I mean, if memory serves, the first thing they say in that game is, "Ooh, Stephen King, isn't he great?"
Pretty much, yeah.
See, my usual instinct in Dark Souls games is to let the enemy attack first, and then figure it out from there. Ow. Ow. Heal up, heal up. Go on, do your thing. No, not that thing. Oh, shit. Okay, time to play conservatively. Ow. More conservatively than that, ideally.
Uber Super Sloth suggests getting some rifle ammo and shooting him in the face.
I think...
If only it were that easy.
You're getting caught out by that spinny kick combo. Okay, well, I don't know what that was, but I'll take it.
Teasel wants to know if you think this game is good enough to make it a system seller for PS4. Like, is it worth buying a PS4 to play this?
You know, people keep asking that. They asked that about Bloodborne as well. And I don't know. I don't like to make such suppositions.
Seems like an awfully big pronouncement to make.
I don't know. Ideally, I don't think you want to, in any case, want to buy a console just for one game. I mean, even if that game's great, I wouldn't do that. All we got is all his stamina down, at least. Not that it seems to be reducing his attacks any.
Well, if you're into this style of game, you know, if you do buy a PS4, you can always go play Bloodborne 2.
Bloodborne and this, I guess. I don't know, I think there's enough of this sort of game. Oh, damn it. Damn it, I'm out of elixirs, now what? Play very conservatively. What do I do now, Dad? If you like this sort of game, there's plenty that's not exclusive to consoles that'll probably keep you going. You could play all the Dark Souls on PC.
Yeah.
And maybe you could play Castlevania Symphony of the Night on an emulator. Oh, piss, bugger, piss, flaps, arse, twat. Almost had him there. I got cocky because he was low. The classic Dark Souls mistake.
This only happened because you mentioned how well you're doing.
Oh, bear with me, my phone keeps binging at me. Alright, what do you want, person I know? Oh. AT&T thought it was important that I know that I have successfully paid for another month of phone service. You're welcome, AT&T. Well, at least it's right next to the shrine. Bonfire. The shrine fire. The bonfire. Damn it! Why did I only play well when I got no elixirs left?
Because you instinctively know there's no safety net.
Well, yes, I suppose. Uber Supersloth says, my voice is a bit ahead of the game footage. Yes, that's always the case, because I'm using an Elgato to record off the console, which has like a 1 second delay between it and the PC. Guess sometime soon we're going to discover if it's compatible with the Nintendo Switch.
It'll be great. You'll be able to play all 3 games that are coming out for it.
Ha 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 ha! Zing, zing, zing! Well, there's quite a few games coming out, but most of them are like casual shit.
I want you to play 1-2 Switch.
I'd rather not. Because I remember seeing like the section of that in the announcement trailer for the Switch, and I was like, what fresh hell is this? I thought
the milking game.
I thought the point we established was that the motion control reliance of the Wii was a pile of shite. And so the Wii U leaned a bit core again. I thought we'd learned our lesson.
No.
No, apparently not.
Unfortunately.
Nintendo's always like, we've decided how people are going to play games from now on, and so you can get on board or piss off. It's never about reacting to the market. Which I suppose is honourable in a way.
Yeah, I mean, it's Nintendo. They're dedicated to doing it their way, come hell or high water.
Well, quite.
Even if it doesn't work out well for them, they don't care.
Yeah. Like that Super Mario Run business. It's like, we've never made a mobile game before. We basically have no idea how they work, but we just do it our way and fuck you.
All the rest of you can piss right off.
Basically. Free to play, pa.
I don't know. It'll be interesting because, you know, I feel like the Switch has to sell quite a bit, you know, in the first couple of months, or else it's not going to get the third-party support that it really needs.
Well, when has Nintendo ever had good third-party support? Never, ever.
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 No, it's perfectly fair. They had some third-party support with the Wii, but it was mostly Ubisoft making dancing games.
Yeah. Well, those old shitty Dynadash knockoffs. Sort of shit that used to infest the PS2 library, because the PS2 had very good third-party support.
Yes, it did. PS2 had very good everything support.
Alright, stop distracting myself with Nintendo talk.
Sorry.
Gotta focus on killing this Skeksis looking motherfucker. Free hit, ha ha ha. Because you had to do your little show-off animation, didn't you? Yes, I'm really afraid by your grab attack. It always hits me. You better try to do that every single time. Ugh. See, where this game differs from Dark Souls is that you don't get no invincibility frames in your dodge. So if they catch you with the back of their armpit, if they're still doing their attack animation, then you're out of luck, mister.
And that's a problem.
Well, it's just a different style, I guess. Oh, and also, another problem would be being able to see what the fuck you're doing, because you're backed up against a wall. Arse. I think it's like the terrain that's making this hard. All these fucking things blocking the way. No, we've got to have a little special Japanese archway, or it wouldn't be authentic. Bish bash bosh, piss off. At the chat, I'm not looking at the chat because I'm concentrating on this dude. Do they have any good advice?
Oh, let's see. No.
I thought not. Oh well, doesn't hurt to ask. Worth a try. I'm not finding you in a fucking corridor, mate. Get back in here. Go on, do one of your fancy little combos so I can give you a smack afterwards. That's a good one. Ow.
Uber Super Sloth says, no invincibility frames, then how are you supposed to do a level 1 new game plus 7 no equipment with Guitar Hero the Guitar Hero controller run?
Oh, God knows.
I don't know if you saw it this week, but there was actually a story about a guy who wired up his Porsche to play Doom from an actual car.
And,
using the car as a controller.
well, that makes more sense than a Guitar Hero controller. The car's got a steering wheel. Of course, I won't ask why he did that because I don't think you ever need to ask that in this day and age. Because he thought it would impress someone. Someone he would never meet.
Well, you said you wanted advice from the chat, and Hairless Worgen offers this gem. Dodge after he gives a power attack and attack him while he's recovering.
That's what I'm doing, you ass. I know that much. That's like 101 Dark Souls fighting. Okay. Okay. Has he got like eyes in his chest? He has.
It kind of looks like it, yeah.
He's got boob eyes. Whoa, that was a miscalculation on my part. He'll have to see the optician. Holy shit. Well, we're getting there.
Maxnitz says, is this something new in video games where the boss has a lot of health and you just have to peck away at them for like an hour to kill them?
No, that's
Where
just...
have you been?
Yeah, that's just these sorts of games. But even so, even for these sorts of games, this boss has an obnoxious amount of health. It's like Gaping Dragon syndrome. Gaping Dragon, you got like a couple of very brief, specific moments when you can hit him, and like 500, and he's not difficult to dodge. It's just 500 million health points. I used to be able to dodge these things. Okay. Don't dodge towards him. Oh ho 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 ho! Breaking line of sight also works. Okay, I think we've established that his sweeping attack is only a one-hit combo. So I can rush in and get a free smack in. Ow! Quick heal up and dodge the thing. Couple of hits in the back. Whew. Oh. It's not fair, this game's broken. Oh,
Shouldn't you be on the forums before you start that?
no, this is why I like hard games. I get really frustrated, then I finally win, and all that frustration just fades away. Oh, Pepper's come to rest his head on my arm because he knows I'm getting a bit upset. He's going to calm me down. Ha! Well, that didn't work out for you, did it?
Daniel Resurgence says, I've never played a Dark Souls game or anything like a Dark Souls game, but I hear it's like letting an attractive girl punch you in the balls repeatedly. Painful and excruciating, but also kind of fun in a weird kind of way.
Yeah, this is kind of like that, but instead of an attractive girl, it's a massive weeaboo. Because Dark Souls is pretty environments. This has just got forest, forest, village, village, corridor, corridor. Cave.
Don't you eventually get to a village that's also a forest?
Yes.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Where are you going? And another thing, I hate that the use elixir button is up on the D-pad. That's quite an awkward thing to get to in the heat of combat with your thumbs.
Oh, Bebop. This boss is really giving you the bird, huh?
That's quite tortured.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, I've made some bad puns in my day, don't get me wrong. But that's stretching a point.
There's got to be some good specific bird puns. Hey, stop hitting me, that's illegal.
There you go, see? That's what I'm talking about, right?
Yes. Don't count your chickens.
Talk about fair feather friends, says Secret Negative. Sir Anderson says this boss seems owl-tempered.
My future looks pretty turkey. It's a pun on murky.
Yes. I think you mean foul-tempered.
Ha ha ha.
Build. Nutmeg Holiday wants to know, Yahtzee, why would one choose this game over Dark Souls?
Because you're a massive weeaboo. I think we've been over this. Low Life Piano points out this boss is robbing my HP. Well, it's certainly making me grouse.
Twirling Ocelot says he's hitting you from every cardinal direction.
Well, don't worry, soon I will make him quail in despair.
Oh, here's an actual tip for you from Gen615. If you stick close, he does the staff attack, which you can roll under. And then also the kick combo, he always does a fist strike, then the spin combo after, when you can get off a hit. If you're in high stance, the square attack will do more damage.
I know that part.
Also, when he's out of stamina, all your heavy attacks will stagger him.
Right. Okay, right. I got distracted a moment there at the thought of heavy attacks. Bebop Man says, "What's the matter, Yahtzee? You're not having a lark?" After this, I'd better go and look at some boobies to calm me down. For a booby is a kind of bird. So a booby and perhaps also some tits. Why do my attacks sometimes... Why do my standard attacks sometimes do like 250 damage and sometimes they do 120 damage?
Hairless Morgan says, are you talking about great tits, Yahtzee?
Great tits, blue tits, if it's been a bit cold. All the tits.
Actually, a tip, not a sarcastic remark. Belzer says, salt instantly removes a yokai's stamina.
Well, no wonder they keep piling salt on me. I don't think I've ever used it.
Doe103 says, some of these puns are really horrendous.
Oh, right, Ren. That took me a second. I'm gonna take you to Heron back. And then you shall have your swan song.
I don't know, I'm just getting tired of listening to you raving all the time.
Ah, that's that swan song one, that wasn't even a pun. Ow. 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 Piss, 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 blimey. Oh, he's out of stamina. Aha.
Limerick42 says maybe try ducking more.
Oh, that's a standard one, isn't it? Ow, bugger! Forky1 says all these bird puns can just flock off.
And Kellen Statfield says, personally, I'm tired of watching you croak fighting this foul boss.
Crow. Yes. No, quite. It's not pheasant.
Not at all. Maybe you could use an emulator to play a better game. Carcat Pilgrim. That's not mine.
Hey, Carcat Pilgrim, do you watch the previously recorded streams as well? Because I think I've heard one of your questions getting read out on that. You Homestuck referencing motherfucker. Well, I got a living weapon meter full, so if we get him down, say, to half, I might as well use that.
Yes, these puns are a bit of a stretch. Oh, Lord.
Okay. Yes, you're very fancy with your little green boomerang thing. Oh, don't look now, but I might just be in the zone. Oh, and now I'm out of it again. That's what you do in these games. You can keep fighting the boss until you get in the zone. Oh, bugger you, bugger. Gonna living weapon your fat ass. And not finish you off, but oh well. God damn it. Oh, anyone seen the Dark Crystal?
I have.
That's what the Skeksis are from.
You have talent, Yahtzee. You just gotta make sure you dodo the special attacks.
Oh God.
Also, Doey 103.
This is not gonna end until I beat this motherfucker, I realise that. It's making me all the more stressed out with the pressure. This isn't even the boss, so I know for a fact this is going to turn into a regular enemy at some point. Got that to look forward to, I guess. Oh, got a good combo in there. I'll piss on that. See, I was trying to press the D-pad to get the elixirs out, and I guess I pressed the wrong one.
Whoops. Yeah. I think the puns are going to kill this boss for you. They're about to do me in.
Would that they would. Would that they would. Etc.
Zeliosmy says, use high stance, since you're only getting 1 to 2 hits at a time.
Well, it's worth a try.
You know, that's a good point. Library 42 says, this is the only scenario where fuck should actually be auto-corrected to duck.
Ah! I don't think high stance is working out for me.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I can only, yeah, see, I can only really get one hit in without being... Before I
Slapped
get...
around.
Yeah, before I get counted.
Daniel Resurgence says, loved your new book, Yahtzee. Hopefully that will serve as a moral boost as the giant turkey talons you to death.
Well, it ain't my authorship skills I'm calling on right now. But thank you. So that was the firebolt, didn't do shit. Oh. Now, bugger. Did I mention we're quite late in the game? I'm going back to mid-style. At least I know what I'm doing there.
Rod Hope wants to know, hey Yahtzee, if you could ask Tom Cotton any grilling question, what would it be? I'm going to his thing in a few hours and I want something to burn him with.
Who the fuck's Tom Cotton?
Beats me.
Pepper, now is not a great time to walk on top of me. Yes, you're very cute, you're very sweet, but I'm kind of using that arm.
Tom Cotton, he's a politician. That's why.
Politicians.
Senator. He's a senator. I had to go look it up, so.
Well, why the fuck are you going to see a senator? I mean, are you like his secret lover?
This is the time of year when the American congressional members will do town halls and all of their.
Oh, I must be having fun with those this year.
Yeah.
You know, funnily enough, one of Pepper's favourite toys is a little duck toy. So perhaps I could enlist him to help. To fight this bird creature.
Well, you know, I think that's definitely not a bad idea.
Yes, he's bloody savage with that thing as well. You have to keep your distance when he's shaking it back and forth to break its little stuffed neck.
You don't want to get involved in that.
Yes, there's some bad blood between Pepper and Mr. Ducky.
Secret Negative Pepper is Yahtzee's pet. I can't remember what kind of dog you said Pepper was.
He's a Papillon mix,
There you go.
which is a kind of dog.
So vicious and small.
Yep, pretty much. Had a terrible time with him barking at other dogs lately.
That's the fun thing about those little dogs like that is they know they're small and they don't care.
Yeah. Well, he didn't used to be bark at the other dogs so much. Okay. I've still got most of a health bar, and he's got so little health left it's not even visible. This has got to be it.
Oh, no.
Yes, yes, he's a big dead ass bird thing.
That's the swan song. Now you can crow about it, Yahtzee.
Crow, 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 swan, swan. Crow, swan, finch, blackbird, parrot.
Honestly, he's all black, so maybe that was a murder of crows.
Ha, that was indeed a murder of a crow, at least.
At least one crow.
Let's stick a point in heart, so that Captain Planet will be pleased.
Roasted like a fucking chicken, they say.
Yes.
Pilgrim says.
Get back to the 11 secret herbs and spices.
Soren the Warrior says, wants to know if you have any convention appearances coming up.
Nope. That's short answer to that question.
That was easy.
Is this going to be a mimic because there's two chests? No, not a mimic. Just an axe, and I don't use axes, so bugger you. What? What is that thing here? Else here? I thought this was the way I was supposed to be going. Oh,
No, you just come up here to kill the bird.
Apparently so. Oh, hang on. I found a green jelly baby. There are sort of mimics, Carcat Pilgrim. There's boxes that have like a little monster in them that pisses you about. Not quite the same. Well, I wasn't sure where else to go, because this is one of them mazy levels. I guess I'll just follow the left-hand wall until we find something.
So usually works for me.
Unless he dropped a key or something and I wasn't paying attention. The key to that locked door we found. See, you I understand, zombie man. Follow, follow, follow the left-hand wall. Have I been here? Oh yeah, I guess I have. Come back here, you. Well, I can officially kill things smaller and weaker than me better than I can kill horrible bird monsters.
Doey103 once says, as a new starter to this game, any tips you can give me? I have beat the Dark Souls games and Bloodborne.
Well, you should be alright then. The combat's faster than in Dark Souls, but not quite as fast as in Bloodborne, to my mind. Oh, hey, some shit. Ah, and there's another green jelly baby. Following the left-hand wall is working out. Rothope is providing us a quote from Tom Cotton. Tom Cotton is the man who said, "The only problem with Guantanamo Bay is that there are too many empty cells. As far as I'm concerned, every last one of them can rot in hell, but as long as they don't do that, they can rot in Guantanamo Bay." Well, he sounds like a very charming fellow.
Gen615 says, you're going backwards, Yahtzee.
Oh, of course I fucking am. I can't even fucking tell. Alright, well, let's follow the right-hand wall then instead.
Oh yeah, we've been here. I saw you here just a minute ago.
Well, I'm wondering if I missed something. I missed that fucking wheelie bastard. I think I'll just avoid him if it's all the same to you. Carcat Pilgrim asks, is Tom Cotton old and white? Well, pretty safe to assume he is, I guess.
You Pendragon says, there are surprisingly few women here for a Team Ninja game.
There are female characters. They're all showing off lots of their thighs and have huge tits, obviously.
Because Team Ninja.
Because Team Ninja. That's just the default state of female characters in Team Ninja games. They do show up now and again, mainly in cutscenes. The gameplay is largely just fight the dudes. I guess this is the way forward. Go on, Smoky Man. I was one of you lads. I've dealt with you lads. Well, come out of that little space there then, so we can do this properly. Oh, you arse! I'll deal with you, so you don't blindside me. Oh, no, that is not what we want. That is not a good thing. That is a bad touch. Well, piss again.
That looks unfortunate.
Yes, that was a bit of a pisser. I don't know where that zombie guy came from. Alright, where were we going? Where was that place? Not that way. I got a terrible sense of direction in these games.
Gen615 says, near the shrine you just left, there is a path.
Was this the way? Probably not, actually.
Bebop Man wants to know if you played the From Software survival horror game called Kuon on the PS2.
Nope.
Can't say that I did either.
Was it good? Ah, there's a prize here. I didn't notice. See, well, I get lost in these games easily because I live in the moment. I don't care where I've been or where I'm going. All that
You're
matters
just here to
is
stab shit,
all that matters is the naked now.
which is also a Star Trek episode.
Of course you knew that. What happens in that episode? Because I know it is an episode.
Oh Lord, I don't remember. It was like season 1 of Next Generation.
Yeah. Oh, is that the one where Data gets laid?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's where you were. You were back here.
Look, John Markley says it was a terrible episode.
What's your favourite Star Trek episode?
God, I don't know. No, Naked Now is Next Generation.
Yes.
So, no, John Markley is not the other person talking. I am.
Yes. It's Ron Whittaker, Escapist writer and editor. Could you not tell?
Yeah, no kidding. I'm never here, so I'm only here every Wednesday
Yeah.
and Friday and some other days too.
Yes. But other than that, you're never here.
Other than that, never.
Never at all. Oh, blimey. Yes, out the door. There's probably something out there. Right. Progress. And, no progress. Progress blocked.
Momentary progress.
Well, jeez, guys.
Dayspring says, "Go back. You were going the right way."
Was I, well, back then? When I was going to the place?
I like that every time you hit a door, it says the door seems to be locked. It's either
Well,
locked or it's not.
could just be a very fat person sitting on the other side.
Which is, what's that basically mean? It's locked, right?
Yeah. Well, this is part of the code of locked doors. If it says it looks like this lock is broken, like if in Silent Hill, then that means the door's never going to open and you will never get in there. If it
Right.
if it merely says it's locked, then you're probably going to find a key for it. If
Gen
it's-
615 says the key to the locked door is on the path that you were going up where you were going near the shrine. But okay, hang on, I got to decipher this sentence. The key to the locked door is on that path you were going up near the shrine before the enemy. Take the left
Okay.
path, then go right, and the key is on a body.
Okay, I'm following the path by the shrine. Well, there's a body here with a guy in front of it. Is this it? Wow, I'm kicking your ass.
Yes, Doey 103 John is in fact the one that plays Civilization 6 and
Yeah.
is raped repeatedly by barbarians.
Well, you know, we have to get our jollies somewhere.
Okay, you just dropped down from where the key was, he says.
Did I?
But of course, you know, where he's viewed it behind you there.
Oh, there's the key. Could have sworn I got that. Don't worry, everyone. It's all in hand now. Of course, which of the locked doors this opens is still an open question. You know, that path felt unnecessarily long. Why do you have to, like, turn around 500 times and go up a flight of stairs? Just stopping at the shrine, because I'm an idiot. Now we go back this way.
Yahtzee, did you see they are adding Australia as a playable civ in Civilization 6?
I did not know that. And which particular famous Australian is going to represent the country as its leader, I wonder?
John Curtin,
Who?
former Prime Minister of Australia in World War II.
Never heard of the bastard. Should have gone for Howard Holt. The guy who, like, just went missing one day and has never been found.
And then they find him in Civ 6.
Well, there you go. Prime Minister. Australia is literally so laid back it forgot where it put a Prime Minister once. Okay. Alright, well, there's a foreboding smoky thing up there. So I'm going to see if the key opens the other door as well. Wait a second. I just heard a noise. I think there might be a green jelly baby nearby. Ah, it does open this door as well. And there's a chest.
What a useful key.
Containing a spear, some medicine, and a summoner's candle that I can't carry anymore. And I can't do the multiplayer shit in this game anyway, because I haven't got PlayStation Plus. I am paying a subscription fee for a multiplayer I barely use. Especially when multiplayer is free on PC. Anyway, is that spear we just picked up better than our current spear? I don't know, but this one is. It could be the one we just picked up. Well, here's a sword with that's got some lightning damage, which might be worth using if we find an enemy that's weak to lightning. Yes, apparently the AI in Civ 6 is pretty shit.
There's Teasel offering up a concise summary of what's going on in the stream so far. Yahtzee died 1 billion times to a bird, and everyone made bad bird puns.
Yeah, that's like... seems like there's always a moment like that in my streams. I get stuck on something for a while, and people start making puns.
Yeah, true.
Hey, there's the green jelly baby.
It does seem to be a recurring theme, doesn't it?
Right then, let's see what this is. Oh, it's one of these. I was afraid it was going to be another birdie raven thing. But it's just one of these, lads. Come on, then. Ow.
Oh, yeah, the hand puns in the RE7 stream, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be hard to top, Carcat Pilgrim, the teaching a hooker to be a dominatrix.
Yeah, that really came out of left field.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to top on the stream.
Ow. But everyone forgets the equally memorable moment shortly afterwards when we gave someone advice on tax policy. It's just swings and roundabouts with that game. Yakuza 0.
Yeah, if you didn't see the Yakuza 0 stream, I highly encourage you to go watch it.
Is it Yakuza or Yakuza? Because I'm pretty sure my pronunciation is shit.
Well, I'm pretty sure mine is too, so that's the blind leading the blind right there.
Oh, this smells like a boss arena. We're going to be here for the rest of the stream, I'm sure. Okay, this is looking a bit bloodborne-y. Weeping monster lady.
Kane Draws says, I have a question. In Dark Souls, there is a token Eastern character with samurai armor and a stupidly long katana. Is there a token Western character in this game?
Yes, we are the token Western
you?
character.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main character is based on William Adams, the historical Western samurai.
Ivalera asks, do you guys prefer the faster type a la Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, or the slower kind like Dark Souls 1? From what I've seen so far, this game falls right in between them. So
yeah, I like the slow and contemplative style myself. Ow, ow, ow. We're fighting an Ogress.
Yep, get the puns ready, folks.
Alright, well, I guess we're doing the recon phase of the hard game boss fight. Figuring out what all the attacks are. She seems to have quite a wide sweeping slash there. Perhaps dodging behind her when keeping close is the appropriate thing to do. Wasn't that way, was it? Kuh, what a scattered brain I am. Do you have a bird?
No, I think that was Twitter.
I thought I heard... I thought I heard a bird there. I guess it was in the game. Die, creature I don't understand. Leg it, boss. Ow. Ow. Ow, ow. Healy, 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 ow, ow. Alright.
Good lord.
Ow, ow, bollocks.
Beth kind of sort of says, have fun storming the castle. Gotta go.
Well, thanks for joining us, Beth, kinda sorta. Sorry you couldn't stay to see my inevitable victory. Damn, this thing does so little damage, it's barely worth fighting it.
Tasman says, so this game seems to be more focused on the combat aspect of the Souls games, Souls-like games, rather than level design.
Yeah, I guess
it's very linear.
It's very much less focused on the exploration and the interesting levels. It's, as I said in the review, it's sort of like Demon Souls or Dark Souls by way of Ninja Gaiden, which makes sense, because it's Team Ninja. Ow, 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 Jesus Christ.
Ashura 455 says, roll to the left. It keeps you out of the way of the follow-up attacks.
Thanks. Whatever your name was, I forgot. Oh! Well, I didn't even have a chance to get out of the way of that. Well, let's pass the time throughout these very repetitive attempts at the boss fight by discussing larger events of the world today.
Larger events of the world today?
Are we concerned that the growing sort of acceptance of politicians being sleazy and lying has led to an enabling of the current situation?
I don't know. Are we? I
In which
feel
now,
like it's been that way for 40 years.
since we now accept a politician to be a liar, that now a brazen liar can just get away with it constantly?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we've had that thing going on in our politics for years. I mean, come on. Bill Clinton campaigned on the fact that he was completely full of shit and everybody voted for him. So
That's a strange thing to campaign on.
I know. It was weird. Funny guy, though.
Yeah, old Slick Willy. It certainly was.
Aha!
Right. This boss fight is proving annoying, because it is quite a small arena, and I seem to get lost in the boss's body.
Yeah, I was noticing that. It looks like that the boss's, like, clothing is in the way of everything.
Well, you haven't done that before, lady. Okay, sticking close seems to be working out. Alright, feeling good. Come on, lady. Don't hide your light behind a bushel. I'm sure you're very attractive. Piss, 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 piss. Got stuck against the wall there.
It's very narrow scene.
It really is. Aha! Yeah, I got a good combo in there. Ow, 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 shit, shit, shit. Okay, let's get back in the open now. I think I liked it over here more. Oh. You're gonna have to carry the chat, Ron. I'm a bit focused.
I was just enthralled watching you.
Why don't you read us out some chat points and questions?
Well, hey Yahtzee, Ivalera wants to know, why did you put a Vault Dweller from Fallout on the cover of your book?
It's not a Vault Dweller from Fallout. That was the colour scheme that the artist chose. I just said we want a, like, space hero looking motherfucker holding a cardboard sign. And he sort of filled in the blanks himself. Did a good job though, I'm very happy with it.
I haven't even seen it. I need to go see it. That's what I need to do. Everything needs to stop while I go see it.
Wow, I'm kicking her ass today. Oh god, what's this? What are these purple things she's dropped? Do I want to know?
I will point out to you that if you type in...
Ow, bugger! Sorry, Pepper's a little worried now. Don't worry, Pepper, I'm not angry at you. You're my friend, you're my little doggy pal, and I love you. Not enough to masturbate in front of you, but, you know, in the platonic sense.
Let's see. I will tell you that "We'll Save the Galaxy for Food" is the first thing that comes up when I type "We'll Save Thee" in Amazon.
That's good. Also, it's the first thing that comes up if you type the word "will" on Goodreads, I think. Not that I've been obsessively checking things.
just that's what I heard. I see the where you get the Fallout idea, but I think that's coincidental, if nothing else. Now I'm going to have to read this book.
Actually, interestingly enough, the first cover design that the artist offered, where the guy was wearing like a blue uniform, so it looked exactly like a Fallout jumpsuit. So I actually said, could you like make the color scheme different from between his top and his bottom, so it doesn't look like he's wearing some kind of like uniform.
Now here's a question for you, Yahtzee. Kane Draws wants to know, speaking of writing, I have a question. What is your philosophy for finishing a book? Do you just steamroll the whole thing and refine it later, or do you get each bit perfect before you continue? I am struggling with writing, so I'd appreciate any advice you can give.
I definitely take the first option, but it varies. Every writer seems to have a different method for it. Personally, I just get the first draft out. That's the hard part. Get the first draft out and do not care if it's shit at that stage. That's what first drafts are for. Then go back and go over it all. That's my method.
Yeah, I have a friend who
people always get caught up, you know, agonizing over whether first chapter they've written is good, rewriting the first chapter. Don't sweat it, just get it all out. Make sure the events are all in place, make sure you know where it's going. And then go back in your second draft, and reading it out loud helps. Read it out loud to yourself.
That always helps me.
Kill, 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 smash, smash.
It is. I don't have a hard time editing other people's stuff, but I have a really hard time editing my own stuff.
Yeah, It's good to get at least one alternative viewpoint.
And so I really enjoy, or not necessarily enjoy, but it really works for me to read it out loud, because hearing it, I catch the errors that I can't seem to see.
Yeah. Oh, bugger, bugger. Run away, run away, run away, run away. Run away! Monty Python, the Holy Grail reference. Wow, I do not know why I'm still alive. It's probably because I'm so great.
Yeah, Hester Bride points out, make a note, edit later, is advice I was given in a workshop many years ago that's been very helpful.
Yeah, or don't even make a note. Also, after you finish the first draft, just take a break. Like, don't even look at it for like maybe as much as 3 or 4 months. And then you'll feel all fresh, and the things that don't work so well will jump out a lot more. Oh well. Also, one thing I find helpful is just to write out character profiles before you start the first draft. Make sure you write everyone consistently.
You know what the hardest thing for me is?
I went the wrong way there.
Every couple of weeks with Yahtzee's extra punctuation.
Yes, when I can be bothered to write one.
Yes, the hardest thing for me is I edit Yahtzee's 0 punctuation column, and then I go, why are all these extra U's in here? And then I realize it's Yahtzee.
Yeah.
And I leave them alone.
I tend to write in a very English dialect. I tend to write things the way I'd say them. Maybe I got used to scripting 0 punctuation all these years.
Very possible.
Ow.
Kane Draws says, I've been meaning to get back into doing writing, but I get disheartened because I have so many old unfinished books.
Everyone does. Don't sweat it.
Yeah.
If you're not interested in it, you're not interested. Start something new. Having said that, though, being able to finish something is basically what separates the professional from the amateur.
Yes.
Anyone can start a project. It's very easy to get excited about a new project. I have never written a book that I wasn't basically completely sick of the sight of by the time I had a physical copy of the final edition in my hands.
2 things. One is that everybody's got unfinished books laying around. You think about everybody that writes. You think about, there's always the story, we were talking about Stephen King earlier, that he actually wrote Carrie in its entirety and then threw it in the garbage.
I've heard the same story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, and his wife pulled it out.
Yeah,
Robert
Louis Stevenson wrote Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in like 3 weeks. Threw it away. His wife found it, encouraged him to do it, so he wrote it again. And that was the published version.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are things that you look at and go, shit, this is terrible. But when somebody else reads them, they're not so terrible after all.
Yes. That's why I get my girlfriend to read my first drafts.
Daniel Resurgence says, out of curiosity, Yahtzee, who is your favorite author?
Well, the first like grown-up author I read and really liked was Douglas Adams, of course. I read a lot of Hitchhiker's Guide. Growing up, I read a lot of Terry Pratchett as well. But I think Douglas Adams will always be my first major influence.
Yeah, Douglas Adams was great. There's something you said earlier that I think is really interesting. You're talking about finishing a project. I have a friend who is an indie game developer.
Yes.
And owns a small studio. And he says,
don't get me started on how many indie game projects I've started and haven't finished.
Yeah. And he says that one of the things he looks at, he says he would rather, if he's going to hire a programmer, he would much rather hire somebody with no education and a bunch of finished projects than a lot of education and no finished projects.
Yes.
Because just getting it out there and finishing it, even if it sucks, is much more important than it being perfect.
It's about having willpower and not placing too much of yourself into your work that you'll become obsessed with getting this one thing perfect.
Yeah, and Hester Bride makes another good point here. Just because you wrote something and it didn't work out doesn't mean it wasn't good for you as an artist.
Aha, yes.
You learn something from almost everything that you write.
Yes. Learn from your cock-ups. Yeah, everyone's entitled to making mistakes. A mistake is just a learning opportunity. And all the usual guff.
Oh, the other things that you think are crazy, but we're dead serious.
Yeah. Or even worse, the things you thought were dead serious and everyone thought was you being crazy.
That's actually more common, honestly.
Ah. Oh, Jesus. Or
McKinnon says, I should learn grammar from writing. That's kind of difficult to do.
Yeah, well, you should have gotten that covered in high school, honestly.
Yeah.
The actual meat and potatoes of the writing. SPG. Play Scrabble.
Yeah?
Do cryptic crosswords. Everything you can do to improve your spelling and vocabulary. I like doing cryptic crosswords.
Yeah. I actually read an article the other day where they did a big study. I can't remember where it was, but basically they said people who do crosswords and cryptograms and all those sort of things, they have a much lower incidence of Alzheimer's disease than people who don't.
And a much higher incidence of can't get laid.
Well, also that. Daniel Resurgence says, Yahtzee is a critic. How do you deal with negative criticism of your own work?
You are not your work. Simple as that. People don't like it, that's their bag.
As long as you're happy with it.
Yeah, separate yourself from your work, don't take it personally. And take the criticism on board for next time. And don't worry too much about changing the mind of someone who's already decided they hate you. Focus on the people who like you. Just do what you do, man. Just you do you.
And try to learn the difference between constructive criticism and useless criticism.
Yeah, someone just being an ass trying to bring you down.
Yeah, because there is criticism that's very useful, especially when you're writing, because things that might sound good to you might not sound good to anybody else, and you can take that on board and use it next time. But then there are just people who are dicks.
Yes. And everyone's qualified to criticize a work of art that they didn't particularly enjoy. You don't have to be an expert. Sometimes even the most basic advice from someone can be useful. If they're trying to tell you what it would take to get them to like your work. Sometimes it can be worth taking on board.
Sir Anderson says either Yahtzee's damage is shit or this boss's health is ridiculous. Or maybe it's both.
I probably could have done more to min-max myself or all that shit. Personally, I just focus on trying to get through the game as quick as possible when I'm in review mode.
Yeah. Death's Head 419 wants to know, Yahtzee, why did you never ego review Poseidon 12?
Because it was an unfinished game that I made the mistake of releasing a build of at one point. And it wasn't much good. Not really worth considering, really.
Valera asks, hey, speaking of criticism, what do you think of the Romaine versus Jim Sterling fiasco that finally ended a few days ago?
Oh, that was just a whole load of stupid.
That's
It's just a butthurt developer who thinks he can use the legal system to fight his battles for him.
And once again, there's a perfect example of, you are not your work. Don't take that criticism on board.
Yes, quite.
Kane Drow says you need to do the running katana R1s. It's the only way to beat this guy.
Oh, must I?
I don't know what a running katana R1 is, but it sounds really difficult.
I'm not entirely sure either, to be honest. Anyway, I'm getting the health down, I'm just not sustaining it. It's a bit frantic. Oh, God. Well, that one's always getting me with the bloody jump attack.
Charleston Jew says if you compliment her face, it debuffs her damage. So you try that.
Okay, I will compliment her face by smacking it with my sword a few times, because that is the only...
Sounds good.
That is the only language I speak, I'm afraid.
That sounds like a plan. Best Kyo987 says the best way is to go under her skirt. Just make sure you get consent first.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Getting right under her skirt. Haha! Stun locked! Eat it, bitch! Yeah, fart out one of them things. See if that helps. Yeah, you ain't nothing. You ain't shit. Your husband left you for a more attractive woman. My sword is your only husband now, and it's time to consummate the marriage. I'll piss. Yes, Vladimir Lestrade, that's what I'm doing. I'm negging her.
Yeah, let's put it to Yahtzee. Dark Souls 3 or Bloodborne? Which one is better?
Bloodborne. Dark Souls 3 is a bit too, hey, remember Dark Souls 1 for my taste. I've replayed Dark Souls 1 100 times. I played Dark Souls 2 like more times than I'm slightly proud to admit. But I've tried replaying Dark Souls 3 once and I just got bored. I haven't replayed Bloodborne just because it's on the PS4 and I can't be bothered going through all the faff. But of the two, yeah, Bloodborne. Just a shame it's PS4 exclusive, really.
Yeah, if it came to PC, I think it would do gangbusters.
Yeah. Oh, bugger, I got hit by the grab attack, which actually didn't do that much damage, turns out. You ain't shit. Bitches ain't shit. You are a bitch and you ain't shit. Oh no, wait, she's debuffed me. My sword's doing less damage. Well, that's an arse.
A little bit frightening, your sword's doing less damage. Yeah, that'd be my worry, Tay-Edge, is that they brought Bloodborne to PC. We just end up with a really shitty port.
Yeah. At least it would be moddable.
True. Hairless Worgen, Yahtzee doesn't know if the ending of this game makes him sad because he hasn't seen it yet.
Have you seen that Dark Souls mod? That every time you die, it changes the screen that says you died to say thanks Obama.
Yes, I have.
Classic. They should do one for Trump now. Get up to date.
Rod Hope asks, to be fair, is the barrier to entry for Dark Souls 1 reasonable?
Not so much Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 takes a bit of getting used to. It's good to get some preparation in for that, so you don't waste all your Titanite on a shitty weapon or something. I'd say Dark Souls 2 is a bit more friendly to the newbie.
So is that the order you think you'd suggest playing them in, like 2, 1, 3?
I don't know. I haven't played Demon Souls much, which was the proper first.
True.
Yeah, I guess if you're not too bothered about continuity. Not that there is much between Dark Souls games.
You Pendragons noticed the stream has been unusually stable today. Have you disabled the Facebook stream?
Certainly has.
Why, yes!
Yes, we didn't even bother with it this week. Oh god, is that attack? That bloody spaz out attack. Ow, 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 ow. Right, that's it. You're getting the green bird in the face, missy. Smack, 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 smack. Smack, 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 smack. Okay.
You know, that's the other thing that I mentioned Civ 6 is getting Australia. It's also getting mod tools and Steam Workshop support here shortly.
Oh, nice. So you could add your own civilization. You could add the Falkland Islands.
Indeed.
Or, I don't know, Denmark. Well, happily her spaz out attack doesn't hit me at all if I'm right next to her. Okay, this is the one, this is the one, this is the one. In the zone, in the zone, in the zone. In the zone, in the zone. Zone, come on, you ain't shit. I think we've been over that.
Yeah, we've covered that ground.
You still ain't shit. Yeah, do your little fire breath attack that has never hurt me at a single time. Yes, do your little spazzy dig. Ow, ow, ow.
Yeah, with the next Uber Supersloth mentioned maybe talking John into doing a Civ 6 multiplayer stream, and they're actually adding team multiplayer. So.
Oh, bugger, blah, gar, lar, and words to that effect.
Indeed.
Nearly won that time.
Oh, thought you had it.
But nearly won ain't shit. Still, we improve with every failure. Ow. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. Always, I like get down to the last elixir and then suddenly start doing really well, and then die and go back to being crap again. Hoo ha, hoo ha. Bollocks!
Yes, Hairless Worgen. I will give him all the wisdom that I have. Okay, I'm done.
Oh. How far have you gone in the game? You said you barely beaten the Tower of London.
Nowhere anywhere close to where you are. I got out of the Tower of London and then left town for the weekend.
Right. So you haven't seen the frog boss?
No, I've seen video of it, but I haven't played it.
That one gave me a bit of trouble. I used a heavy attack and you have no stamina. Why aren't you stunned? Now you are. Thank you. Jolly decent of you. Well, down to 1 elixir. Ow, ow. And that swiftly became 0 elixirs. No, I'm not
Honestly,
finding...
that's kind of my problem with all the Dark Souls-like games. Is I get to a certain point progression and then I go do something else and I never make it back to them. Obligatory. Here's obligatory from chat. Is Yahtzee going to do anything on his YouTube channel? Question.
No, I haven't put stuff on my YouTube channel since I left Australia.
Charleston Juice says Nioh is like prison, Yahtzee. You can't show your ass to anyone or you're going to get fucked.
Good advice. In various places. Applies to so many things in life.
Yes. ACDC Peon says, hey Yahtzee, just finished We'll Save the Galaxy for Food. That was a great read, but come on, you kind of left us hanging there at the end.
Well, maybe I'm thinking of writing more ones. You ever think of that? I used to be kind of against writing series of books, because I remembered all the times I go to a bookstore and see book 12 of 17, and that was the only one they had from the whole series. But I guess in today's convenient ebook age, that's less of an issue.
Yeah. Those are definitely times I can remember going to the bookstore.
Well, before Galaxy, about a month before Galaxy of Food came out, I lost a bet to my girlfriend because we were out on the town and we saw a Barnes and Noble, and she was like, "Hey, let's go in and see if they got any of yours." And I said, "They won't have any of mine." And I will bet you, having to take Pepper out for his last walk of the day, that they will not have any of my books. And of course they had a copy of Jam in there. But you know, it was a good kind of defeat. I lost a bet, but I was kind of chuffed at having lost it.
Onion Knight 47 says, how many other books have you written by now?
Galaxy for Food is my 3rd book. My first 2 were of course Mogworld and Jam.
Which is somewhat different than like Toast and Jam.
Well, actually, it was that kind of jam, but in a context you might not have seen it before. Charleston Jew says, "Hey Yahtzee, I read Mogworld when I was in high school." Oh, thanks. I feel old now.
Hairless Morgan says, "I thought you wrote a short story too."
Oh yeah, I wrote a short story that got published in the... Oh fuck, you distracted me, Hellas Morgan. You distracted me with my ego. I wrote a short story that got into the Machine of Death collection, which was a collection of short stories set in a world where there is a machine that predicts people's deaths. I wrote a short story based around British politics. Called because each short story in that collection was named after the cause of death that was central to that particular story, and my story was called Exhaustion from Having Sex with a Minor. And it was about a politician learning that was how he was going to die and having to deal with the potential fallout.
Kane Draw says he keeps his copy of Mogworld at the end of his wall of Terry Pratchett books.
Oh well, that's quite flattering. Ow. My ego is getting too big. I'm too big to avoid these slashy attacks. Damn, modest attitude. Fuck it, I'm not going to use the magic attack. Oh shit, that didn't last long. Ow, 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 ow.
Spacey Brigadier says, I can never find Mogworld when I go into stores.
No, I don't see that much one in stores much anymore. The one I saw in Barnes & Noble was Jam. And that's the one I tend to see in stores more often.
And you can get Mob World on the ebook for like $3 now. So.
Yeah, or, you know, in regular book from Amazon.
Yeah, it's still available in paperback.
Also an audiobook version. For the first time, we'll save the Galaxy for the food. Is the first time I've had a book come out where the e-book, the audiobook, and the paperback came out at the same time. Which is interesting, because the audiobook had a different publisher, and I'd only finished recording it like the weekend before.
Ashura's Blade asks, well, how often does Yahtzee stream? Every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.
Yep, every Wednesday, 2 hours after Zero Punctuation goes up, I stream the game that I reviewed that week. Which in this case is Nioh.
And occasionally, a random Sunday chill-out stream.
Very occasionally.
By occasionally, I mean once a month or every 6 months.
I've been pretty busy lately. Most of my Sundays I've just been, can't be asked. I'm just going to sit around.
You know, I've asked you this before, I know, and I think I remember the answer, but for the benefit of the chat, you do read all your own audiobooks, correct?
Yes, and Galaxy for Food is the first audiobook I've recorded that was recorded in a professional studio. So the sound quality is, like, deliciously smooth. My first 2 books I recorded in my bedroom with my home mic setup. Back when I was a small timer.
Back in the old days.
Yes. Interestingly enough, we sold the publishing rights to the audiobook of Galaxy for Food before we sold the publishing rights for the book. Because the previous 2 audiobooks did so well. I'll piss.
There's a link for the this week's Zero Punctuation, so you can see the review. It's in chat. Somebody asked for it.
Yes.
Hey, Jump Pogo 13, thanks for subscribing again for 6 months in a row.
Huh. Thanks, Jump Pogo 13. Surprised I haven't seen you more often. It's the first time I've seen your name. It's as far as I can remember.
Wise Octopus 1 says, if you don't mind me asking, have your books sold well then?
Well enough. Well enough that I get an advance now. From the publishers. I don't have exact figures or anything, but perfectly satisfactory. My intention is to create enough small sources of income to live off, I guess. A little trickle from books here, a little trickle from indie games there. Whoa, something I did like 600 damage. I'm not entirely sure what it was.
CTH Onion just subscribed. Thank you, sir. Or madam.
Yes, after all, we could be a lady onion.
Indeed.
Did we get featured on the front page again? We're up to like 1,300 viewers.
Yes. Yeah, we're sitting on the front page.
That does seem to happen a lot. Is it because I'm so great?
That's probably what it is. See, well, you can tell. You look what you guys have done. Look at how much you've swollen his ego.
Yeah, I guess this round is fucked. Oh god, yep. I just want to stab your bottom, Ogress lady. Is that so much to ask? I bet your husband never did that. Oh hey, I've received the title Wind User. Oh, I think a Wind User just showed up on the audio there. Did you ever do that in school, where you did the opening monologue to the start of the Captain Planet titles, and whenever someone said with the power of wind, and then you go, and then all laugh.
No, I never did that, but that's amusing.
This is what it's like when my dog has got his ducky toy. Just so you know, it's exactly like that slashing attack this monster does. Oh.
Valera says I looked it up, and apparently low stance is really useful for this boss.
Oh, bugger you. Who cares?
Let's see.
This is like
Tej.
It's like playing against a younger brother at a one-on-one fighting game. They pick one attack they like and they just do it over and over again.
Yeah. Tej, I'm not sure that Yahtzee's going to know the answer to that question, but he asks, what bookstores in West Virginia can I find your books in?
Oh, of course I know that. Of course, I have intimate knowledge of all the bookstores that my book is in. Every single one throughout the country. You twat.
Well, don't they have to, don't they have to send you an okay so you can say, yes, you may sell my book in your store, you plebeians.
Yes, they have to call me every day. It's a bloody nightmare. Yes, come on.
Hey, thanks for thank you, Senor Uber. 100 cheers. 100 cheers.
Come on. Sit.
Kane draws, pepper is a papillon mix.
Yes. Small and vicious. So don't mess with him. Okay, playing very about to say playing very conservatively now, but then I got slashed up.
I have to see if this is true.
Pepper's asleep. Pepper's having Pepper woke up because I said Pepper. Sorry, Pepper. Go back to sleep.
Tux Capacitor says, on Amazon under We'll Save the Galaxy for Food, it says customers also bought Nioh.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Nioh.
That was weird. What does Nioh mean, anyway?
Oh, Lord, I don't know.
Does it mean weeaboo?
It might. I mean, I can't say that it doesn't.
Well, someone will know. Someone in the chat will know. Alright, I will indulge the listeners and use low attacks for a bit.
Spacey Brigadier says it means Nioh.
It means very fast, yes. It means thing that a cat says.
Now I have to look it up. It's just driving me crazy.
Oh. Okay.
It's very helpful. Google Translate. Very helpful indeed.
What does it mean?
I put in NIOH in Japanese and it translates it to English as NIOH.
Yeah, well, that's Japanese for you, I guess.
Hairless Worgen says it means benevolent king.
What a weeaboo you must be, Hairless Worgen.
Don Cohen says it's the onomatopoeia of someone cutting a bullet in half with a katana.
Nioh.
That's actually pretty close.
Ow. Ow, again.
Kanedraw says that Nioh is glorious Nippon steel folded 5 billion times.
You know they only did that because the metal was incredibly poor quality in Japan, right?
Yeah, it was really bad.
Doesn't make the sword better.
Makes it pretty.
If that's what you want.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really do anything for you. Uber Super Sauce says, "Hey Yahtzee, what's the last game you bought with your own money?"
What was that? Oh, I just bought VVVVVVV on Steam, actually, the most recent one. Because I didn't have it on Steam, and I wanted it. Simple as that, really. Just felt like playing something simple and Metroidvania-y. Alright. What say we give this fight one more go?
Alright.
Alright. Well, we're off to a flying start.
Alpha Kamiguru says you can offer weapons and armor at the shrine for a chance to get more elixirs.
Yeah, I know. It's not really the elixirs that are the problem. Wouldn't do to get too reliant on a thing like that.
Besides, I think we've established that Yahtzee doesn't really start playing well until the elixirs are gone.
Exactly.
So bringing less elixirs is actually an efficiency tactic.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's like a min-max, whatever that means.
Yeah. Ivalera says that stick to low stance, then use Guardian Spirit when her health is low. Whatever the hell Guardian Spirit is.
Oh, you know, it's the Rage of the Gods thing.
Because she gets much stronger towards the end.
Yeah, I'm finding that.
Callan Stadfield wants to know what's your favorite roguelike and roguelite games. Been through a lot of them with friends, and I'm out of fun things to play.
I quite like Rogue Legacy.
Same.
That's a fun one. Because I'm quite like Castlevania games, and that feels like a sort of roguelike-y Castlevania almost.
Yeah, it does. Always liked that game. Had a lot of fun with it.
I was just recently playing a game called Orion Trail, which is a sort of space-themed roguelike based around stat management and random encounters. Just, I kind of stopped playing it because I finished the last level and then that was just it. There was no more content and no ending.
I like Ziggurat.
Oh, and you know what else is a good roguelike game? A little game called Consuming Shadow I'm aware of.
I've heard of that game.
Yes, I hear it's made by someone who's really great at stuff. And who's, if I might say so, incredibly good at beating hard boss fights.
Yeah, Carcat Pilgrim Spelunky is a good one. SteamWorld Dig is actually pretty decent.
Ow, shit. 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 Turds. Scheiß. Merde. Whatever the Spanish word for shit is.
We've now broken into Yahtzee's kind of into other languages for his shits.
Oh, piss. I died. That was it.
Binding of Isaacs is another one. I mentioned Ziggurat already.
Vladimir Lestrade says he's been meaning to beat Consuming Shadow on Wrath of the Ancients. Well, you'd be in an elite club. I've checked the percentage of users who've gotten the achievement for beating that, and it's like probably the lowest percentage of the entire achievement list. Wrath of the Ancients, Scourge of the Ancients rather, is a special challenge mode in Consuming Shadow where you die in one hit and the game starts at maximum threat level. So it is very, very deliberately hard and literally completely unfair. Alright, well...
That's at that time already?
Yeah, that's your 2 hours. Now I gotta piss off and play something more relevant. And have some lunch. And
also that.
And maybe take Pepper out for plop plops.
Oh, yes.
It's
always fun.
Wednesday's always a busy day. Well, thanks for joining us once again for the post-zero punctuation stream. Hope you enjoyed watching me fail. A lot. Uber Super Sloth, no, I haven't beaten the Scourge of the Ancients challenge because I'm not insane.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Make sure to tune into the escapistmagazine.com for a new zero punctuation video every week. And
stick around. John Markley is going to be taking over in just a minute and streaming some things that I can't remember what he's going to stream.
Probably Civ 6 or something like that.
Looks like he's going to be streaming...
Oh, he's streaming For Honor, yeah.
For Honor!
He's streaming Foreigner. That game about people from other countries not getting along.
I thought it was a game about the band.
Alright, well, stick around for some of that, and I'll see y'all next time when I'm streaming on this channel, which will probably be next Wednesday.
All.
Have a good one.